And week 5 of the NFL season kicked off in spectacular fashion last night on Amazon Prime. An NFC South rivalry with two hot teams facing each other to kick off this week 5 had a lot of people excited about what could possibly take place down there in Atlanta. Little did we know it would live up to the hype. 36-30, the Falcons get a massive win in overtime, but it didn't look like that was going to be the case. Let's go to the final 3 minutes, shall we, where all chaos breaks loose. 30-27, Tampa Bay Buccaneers trying to run 4-minute offense. Jesse Bates punched the ball out of Buccaneers' arm. All of a sudden, the Atlanta Falcons have the ball in plus territory, 30-27. Shout out to this dude named
Caden Ellis.
Out of
Idaho.
Idaho. Oh, he got drafted in 2019. 29-year-old guy was on the ball a couple different times. What a night for old Caden Ellis. Now, Kirk Cousins will get an opportunity. Is he going to drive down the length of the field and tie this thing up? Nope. Ooh. He's going to throw a pick. It's a primetime game. Kirk Cousins, in the final 2 minutes, is going to throw a pick to end this thing. White, who's been a staple of the Buccaneers defense for so damn long, puts a staple in a dub on Thursday Night Football for him. No, not the case. They actually have a holding penalty. It racks them up to a 4th and 24. There was also a face mask on the same exact play. People were saying it should have been offset, but the refs are certainly in on it. They end up punting the ball, ends up being a touchback. Then all of a sudden, Kirk Cousins has the ball, 1st and 10 on his own 20 with 1:20 left. Now it's 2nd and 5. Strike! Kirk Cousins, 1 minute left, no timeouts, down 3 in prime time. What's he going to do? At home, standing on the Falcon in sweet jerseys. Strike! Gets him in the field goal range. What are you going to do? You're going to be able to be quick enough. Are you going to be able to stop the clock? Yes, wow. 1 second left at home, perfectly executed. Clock was running before that last play because fumble happened. Ball was going backwards out of bounds of Ray McLeod. Old Coach Rahim. Tying drive, which would lead a young way coup. That's coup. Ooh. It wasn't Koo earlier in the game. He missed 2 in a row. We haven't seen Koo do that. Koo's an absolute dog, sends this thing into overtime. Who gets the ball first? Atlanta Falcons. What happens? You know it. You know it. Kirk Cousins to Hodge. First play after London gets hurt, he comes in, hits a 5th or 6th gear, outruns everybody. The Atlanta Falcons steal another victory from the jaws of defeat, and it feels as if the football gods are riding with the team in Atlanta. Baker had a good night. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers had a good night. Their offense was efficient. It was moving. Mike Evans has 2 touchdowns in the first half. Mike Evans has the first 3rd and long reception in the first half. We were wondering if the Atlanta Falcons defense knew that Mike Evans existed, but who cares? Do you know that Kirk Cousins and the Atlanta Falcons are winning games by any means necessary? And Kirk Cousins went for 509 yards. Whoa. Franchise single game record with Matt Ryan getting honored at halftime. I believe that's a good tip of the cap from Kirk Cousins to Matt Ryan, who Matt Ryan's twin sons, I believe, kicked off the game for the Falcons, did some ceremony down there for him. I don't think jumped off that thing with the no, they didn't do the bungee jump. Did not do the bungee jump with the mask up, but they were in the world. Kirk Cousins goes absolutely bananas. I assume everybody in Atlanta is excited about what's taking place. In that conversation about Penix getting drafted number 8 overall, how's it going to go down there? Kirk's swag surfing, okay, after games in front of the Atlanta crowd. So how's it going? It's going great. And this feels oddly similar to the run that the Minnesota Vikings had a few years back when it was very evident that the football gods are with them. And that was when Kirk Cochains came into existence on those plane rides when he was dancing. Now he's in Atlanta. Now he's doing Atlanta Falcons things, and he's winning down there. Congrats to Kirk. Congrats to the Falcons. Oh, yeah. And congrats to the bettors on the Atlanta Falcons, because that's a huge win for them. Let's go to one of them. One half of the hammer down. Cowboys AP tone. You were on the Falcons going into last night. Chuck Pagano leading into that game, and that's his first loss on Thursday Night Football against the spread this season. He'll bounce back. He'll be better. I don't know if anybody expected Kirk Cousins to go for 509 when he didn't score an offensive touchdown a week ago. It seems like they might have figured out who they are, what they are, and how they will be going forward. But Chuck Pagano said they're a blink of an eye away from being 0-4 at this particular point. Now they're winning games that they're not supposed to win, seemingly. Last night is a game I think Kirk plays well, but they could lose that game. Do we believe in the football gods behind the Atlanta Falcons right now?
I believe in the football gods behind Kirk Cousins, because you talked about it 2 years ago with the Vikings. I think they were 11-0 in one-score games, and now they're doing similar things down here in Atlanta. Yeah, they got the tough call against the Chiefs, but even the football gods can't stop the refs from being behind the Chiefs. Okay, so that's there. But okay, but everything other than that, yeah, the Falcons are winning close games, and 2 of those close games, Kirk has come down and won and led touchdown drives against the Eagles. Obviously, they weren't playing any defense on that, and then now against the Falcons, twice they had the opportunity to do it. That's like when you bring in. We talk about these veteran quarterbacks and how they know. Like, they also know how to work a 2-minute drive better than the young quarterbacks. So these guys that come in and do it, and Kirk has been unbelievable in the last 2 minutes this year so far.
Now, you have an AP vote, and I know you're not allowed to give away who you're going to pick at the end.
Correct.
But Kirk Cousins is very much in play for one particular award.
Yep.
Comeback Player of the Year. Feels like he is potentially leader in the clubhouse there.
He is potentially the leader in the clubhouse. You think about it, week 1, he couldn't get under center. Like, against the Steelers, he couldn't get under center. They were running pistol the entire time. And now a few weeks later, he's passing for 500 yards and game-winning drives. So from Achilles to week 1, where he can't get under center, he's running pistol, to this week where it's 500 yards, game-winning drives. Yeah, I'd say Kirk's in a good spot.
Connor, what's your big takeaway from last night, brother?
Big takeaway is probably that Kirk Cousins is all the way back, doesn't have to worry about anything with Michael Penix. Like, to think about the mentality of the guy, especially through the first 4 weeks, you have to be, he's probably not worried, but as a spectator, just from the outside looking in, there's always that question of like, hey, Michael Penix is still there. Last week we mentioned it, didn't score any touchdowns. Obviously, week 1 against the Steelers didn't go well. They've squeezed out wins. So there's always that thought outside looking in like, hey, maybe they go to Penix. Maybe they think about giving Penix some reps. And last night is kind of like the capping of, hey, this is Kirk's team for the time being. Who knows how many years? Obviously, it's a 4-year deal that he signed for that $180 million, $100 guaranteed. So he's going to be there. But now he not just bought himself time, but like solidified himself as like, okay, this is my team. I am the leader of the Falcons. We are now at the top of the NFC South, prime position to go to the playoffs. But also when you're looking at the other side too, like you can't not say that about Tampa. Obviously they had a chance to close it out and didn't. But Tampa Bay,
times.
They looked great. Like Baker was spinning it. They were running the ball better. That was a big takeaway. Looking at them is Rachaad White had the best game of his season. Definitely stinks Bucky Irving, for a rookie to go in, fumble a ball. And he did come in later in the game. I'm not sure if Rachaad White got hurt. It looked like on the last tackle he might have screwed up his ankle. But also Baker, tough son of a bitch. They were down at the goal line. He got like a disgusting looking rolled up on sack. Yeah, he got bent backwards. Like knee looked terrible. And then next drive leads them right down the field. They score. I don't know. I believe it was a field goal. Yeah, built like a spark plug is right. He was running wild, brother, as well. But no, I mean, this is kind of like Seattle, Detroit. Like you don't feel terrible about either team after the game, even though one team won. Like you feel good about both of them.
Bruce, what was that face mask? Why didn't they call that?
Yeah, that was brutal. As a Bucks bettor, it is tough to call it a bad beat when Kirko throws for 509 on your head. But yeah, it was a tough game, crazy game. That stable of weapons they have too. Darnell Mooney is like a bona fide #1 receiver in my eyes after last night. 105, 2 tuds. Obviously London there too with the touchdown, and Kyle Pitts getting it going a bit.
Oh yeah.
They're unbelievable. And in the first half, Falcons I think had no pressures. Not even close to a sack in the second half. I think they had 4. They had 1 sack. It was huge though because Baker came up limping a little bit. The Bucks were getting pressure in the first half, but kind of weren't able to get to Kirk obviously as the game went on. Also, I mean, if you don't believe in momentum after that one, what are you doing?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the football gods are on the Atlanta Falcons side, and when they get the ball there in overtime and just go, it's like that stadium's awesome.
It's great.
I mean, Young Laiku hits the game tire, and there's some seats behind, and there might have been some people. It's Thursday night, obviously, that entire thing. But that place gets loud.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think I really, truly appreciated the Mercedes-Benz Stadium for being a loud house until we went down there for Ohio State, Georgia. And then Ohio State, Georgia was very loud. And then watching last night, I'm like, this place is a great barn down there for this Atlanta Falcons team.
Yeah, whenever you see empty seats in Atlanta, like you could always think, okay, maybe, those people just didn't show up. There's a chance they got in a fight and they got kicked out because if you looked at the Hodge post-game interview where
Who posted it? Who posted it?
I believe the NFL posted it.
Oh, yeah, it was the NFL social account.
Which, of course, and funny enough, yeah, here it is. Hodge just celebrating Atlanta. We here.
Go win.
Turn around. Bang.
Bang.
Right hook.
Lady. 3 of them. Boom, bang, pow.
That's a great seat, too.
A fantastic seat. And this is after a win. You know, you wonder what it was like when they were losing. I'm happy for the city of Atlanta that they got Kirk Cousins, because if not, I worry for the safety hood of everybody.
Yeah, congrats to them. Because, I mean, with that type of intensity after a big-time dub, literally in the corner of celebration.
Yeah.
So I don't know who talked sideways or what potentially happened there, but I like that the NFL posted that, because whoever's running social media was like, we got a message from the guy that just did. Starts going a little bit, and then there's a text message. Did you look in the back of that? Hey, did you see? And I've been caught up in one of these situations before.
Background, we'll get you.
I posted a photo of Adam Vinatieri. Nobody saw Adam Vinatieri. All they saw was Andrew Luck in the back of that thing. In this particular video, hey, Hodge, great work. Great work. I don't think anybody heard a single thing you said.
You can't even see you.
But this might be the most viewed post-game selfie video on social that the NFL will post all season long.
By far.
By far, no questions asked. And that's Hodge football, baby.
Yeah, that's what Hodge does.
Hodge can find it. He knows where the moment is. That's why in the middle of overtime, he gets the ball first time, off and running.
Boom.
Back to your thing, though, about the hold and then the face mask. There was a holding call on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers that backed them up on second down from 2nd and 13 to 2nd and 23 on that same play out of Idaho.
Oh, boy.
Kate Ellis makes a tackle on Bucky Irvin by his face. Should have been offset. Then you get 2nd and 13 once again. Do the Tampa Bay Buccaneers pick up the first down and end this game? Do they march it away? The fumble, obviously, Jesse Bates. Do they get a first down there and put this game away? There's multiple times, but people were saying the refs were on the side of the Atlanta Falcons, and that's because most people were on the side of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Yeah. Yep.
That's crazy. They got us, Bruce.
Yeah, it is brutal. Completely changed the game. That's back-to-back weeks now on Thursday Night Football where we've had a missed face mask, just completely missed it. So I don't know what's going on there. It feels like typically the NFL is pretty good with those.
Yeah, they're pretty.
Yeah, because that's head,
missing them left and right.
Yeah, in key moments.
In key moments.
Watching the ball.
Pivotal spots.
Anyways, shout out to the Falcons. Big time win.
Hell yeah, Atlanta.